If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins, check out my sponsor at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT to get 5% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese. That's right, I haven't done a Madden video in a while, and I wanted to give you guys a free sample of my Kansas City Chiefs offensive ebook, which is one of my favorite offenses in the entire game, and to me it's one of the best, as I use a lot of the stuff that I made in the Chiefs in my college football 25 gameplays and stuff like that as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you guys 3 formations, because I can't give away the entire thing because there are people out there that actually pay for this stuff, and it wouldn't be fair to them, as I had some complaints in the past when I used to put out a full breakdown. It was a couple hours long. People would say, well, I just bought this and now you put it out for free. So I don't do that anymore, but I'm going to give you guys 3 of my favorite formations from the Kansas City Chiefs. These are all formations that I have used in my college football 25 gameplay, and the setups are pretty much the same. I'm going to show you guys the gun tight open. I'm going to show you guys the I form close. Both of those I use a lot in college football 25, and they work very good in Madden as well. That's really where I got it from in the first place. But if you guys want to see more, if you want to see the full breakdown, part of the reason that I do this is to show you guys what you would get from my ebooks if you guys wanted to pick that up, as you can download this or any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. Other than that, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section, as I try to do one of these every single month. And next month I'm most likely going to put out a defense, either the Raiders defense or the Chiefs defense. So let me know in the comment section which one of those you would prefer. And other than that, let's get right into the video. Next up, we got the Verticals HB Burst. Go, we'll pick that. Go cover 3. These particular plays here really are seam beaters, while the like I can really go either seam, although there I threw that a little bit early, but you can really beat your covers 3 seams with this particular play. As you can see, there's I got to safe catch it because obviously you don't want to get blasted, and you could also correct this by just restreaking these guys. You don't have to have that I find it's best run as is, but if you want to take away the option route, you can do that. As you can see here, we're getting that throw right up the cover 3 seam. Also useful against cover 2 zone, which I'll go ahead and pick next. Against cover 2 zone, and I think man coverage as well, you can hit these wheel routes, although I'm not really sure about cover 2 man now that I look at it. But motion these guys out, and it'll be a lot easier. As you can see, that they'll get over the top of the cornerbacks very easy for a potential catch and run one-play touchdown, depending on how much catch and run space you get. Next up, we have the Dig Z spot. It's the play where you just put the B receiver on a streak, and your right side's a man beat, or your right side zone beat is where your left side's man. So if it's a man coverage, the zig route will be really good. You can see he's wide open, and the in route really beats both. But it's just an easier way to read that, to say, hey, one side's man, one side's zone, because the running back's only going to beat zone, the corner route's only going to beat zone, and then your in route's really going to beat both. But that's probably the easiest way to read this play. Next up, we have the read option. This year there's an auto handoff, so if you want to keep with the quarterback, you got to hit A. Most people will set their defense to conservative, focus on the quarterback. So for the most part, it's probably best to auto handoffs. But this particular play is really good in a scenario where you have a wide looping run in both directions. So if your opponent doesn't set their coaching adjustments, it's really helpful to have you can have a big play with this. Next up, we have the speed option. It's just a play here where you can decide to throw it to the running back or keep it with the quarterback. Typically want to run to the open side of the field though, so you can actually have some space to the sideline, because you're going to want to stretch this out quite a bit. But that's all you really have to do. You can see how you can get that pitch out last minute and just extend the play, try to get as much as you can. I don't find that this play has as much downside as it might have in previous Maddens. As you can tell, the pitches are pretty clean. You don't get a lot of bad pitches and stuff like that, which really cost you fumbles. You just have to watch the read defender right in front of you, or the pitch defender. As you can see right there, he didn't actually commit, so I'm going to keep it with the quarterback. And at that point, you probably want to slide or have your ball carrier set to conservative, so you don't fumble, or run towards the boundary, which is what I did there. As we actually get our first really bad pitch, so that I don't know if I did something wrong there, but that was a first. I'm going to run this a few more times just to see how this looks. As you can see there, once again, get a good pitch out even though I got hit. But so for the most part, I can't say I've noticed a lot of bad pitches, but obviously a bad pitch can really cost you. Here he drops back, so like I said, I'm going to keep it. And like I said, it's up to me if I want to slide that point or, you know, take some other precautions before I run this play. Next up, we have the slot post. I'm going to start off with cover 0. Another play where, I mean, you don't really have to do anything because the Y route, once again, gets inside leverage. It's going to be an easy play. Just bomb it up, tap the lob button the second he gets inside. Got a lot of good options here, though. We're going to go to cover 1 also. Same idea. You can motion across one of these guys, put him on a streak to pull back the safety to allow Jefferson, especially if you run to the short side, to get open. But you also have the wheel route, which is going to be very good to the running back for a potential one-play touchdown against cover 1 as well, and cover 0, really. But the wide receiver also has one-play touchdown capability. I'll just put the X receiver on a streak to pull the safety in that direction. And you can see how that route can get across for another one-play touchdown potential play if I'd have got a little bit of a better pass lead there. But you can see it's a very potential one-play touchdown play. Against cover 2, there's a couple options as well, so let's pick cover 2 man. So against cover 2, just put the run from Ashmore to the other side of the field, put the B receiver on a 10-yard out route, and the Y receiver is not going to get jammed, and he's just going to run right through for a potential catch around one-play touchdown. You can extend the route if you want to, or you can throw a little bit earlier than I did. I think that was really more the issue there, as it kind of felt close. But like I said, I could just extend that and have the same success as I just want the route just to be a little bit longer. And you can see how now we're splitting that very easily with the custom stem option. Next up, we have cover 2 zone. A couple different ways to work cover 2. You can motion out the running back, put the B receiver on a streak, and the A tight end on an out route, and that'll help to get the running back open right above the cornerback. Although there, I kind of ran out of bounds, but he doesn't really react. The cornerback doesn't really react to that wheel route the same way they react to the wheel route on the other side. The wheel on the other side gets a bigger animation where he kind of turns and runs. But you can see I'm kind of running out of bounds, so that's probably a slightly bigger issue. You could also put the B receiver on a 10-yard out and then custom stem this receiver out enough that he can get past the mid-read, which is going to be something that is constantly in play. But that's, you can see right there, that didn't necessarily work out. So we could just custom stem the Y receiver and do the exact same thing on the other side with the X receiver when the drag comes into play to pull the cornerback down. So the wheel routes are definitely the best way on this play for cover 2. Next up, we got cover 3. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to block the running back, put the B receiver on a corner, run it from a hash mark to the short side, and custom stem that B receiver all the way down. Then the Y receiver is going to be a very easy one-play touchdown once it crosses the center of the field, as there's nobody here since the cornerback's chasing the corner route down low. Next up, we'll choose cover 4 match. Right here, cover 4 palms. Put B on a post. That's all you really got to do. The Y receiver will pretty much get lost in the crosshairs once again for another easy one-play touchdown if you run it from the short side. Next up, we have the mesh spot. The running back can be a one-play touchdown to the wheel route if you have some space to lead there. I kind of led to the sideline because I'm on the short side, but any cover 1 man, that could be an issue. But you also, it pulls coverage back for these drags as well. And if your opponent chases the drags out of the middle of the field, you get 2 crossing routes over the middle and the X and B receivers. That actually was a cover 0, which once again the running back would have been a one-play touchdown. Even cover 2, the running back could be a big play. Although I don't know if I'm going to necessarily see that. But you can see how the X receiver here is like your last check down. I don't know what the hell was that. He was wide open, but you can see how there's a lot of opportunity on a play like this. Let's see if we get that cover 0 one more time as we get that in route there, which is probably one of the more consistent routes. Pretty much every route here gets open. Next up, we have the inside zone. Just a good inside run play if your opponent's not, prioritizing stopping the run. That's really all there is to it. So, if they're coming out too small of a defense, switch over to the run play and make them pay for it. Next up, we have the drive. Started flat, go random on defense. You got your bench switch concept on the one side. which is good. Then you also have 2 high-low routes going over the middle, where you can really just play the high-low. The bench switch side really should be just about anything, although there I tried to force it to the other side just to show that off. But basically, when you're reading the high-lows over the middle, like I said, just drags your first option. Then you have, you know, the slightly deeper route, which comes a little bit later. So there's good spacing there. You really just want to read high to low, where the coverage is dropping or where the coverage is prioritizing, and go the other way. But the bench switch side is pretty good too, especially since you have the ability to route stem and make the corner route a little bit longer, because I find the corner route's probably on the short side. But you don't have to worry about that because you can customize that a little bit deeper. But this is probably better against as it uses a one-play touchdown. So we're gonna start off with cover 0. For cover 0, you can motion this guy across, and you see how the alignment changes. And now you got an alignment where that X receiver is going to get wide open outside because he just has outside leverage. So very easy adjustment, gets you an opportunity for catching on one-play touchdown. Works better against covering hole as well. Motion this guy across one more time, and it's going to change the alignment one more time. Cover 1 does a little bit better job than cover 0 though, but you can see how you can still have that success and still have a potential catcher on one-play touchdown. Also works against things like cover 2 zone, but actually, yeah, cover 2 right here. For this though, you're going to have to custom stem all the way up to the point where it's, you know, it's going to get past that cornerback, whatever your opponent's zone drops are set to. But you can see how you can custom stem that route. And if I would have caught and ran it, I could have potentially got a one-play touchdown there as well. But a good play. Works better against cover 3 than probably anything. So we'll go and pick that one more time. We'll pick cover 3 sky. Put this receiver on a streak. Oh, I actually got it backwards. Put the wide receiver on a streak. And then we're going to motion this guy out and put everybody on streaks, really, because these guys are going to stretch the field to the point where Jefferson's going to get open up the seam when the outside receiver reacts to that cornerback. It just gives you a very easy seam beater cover 3 bomb. Next up, we got the stretch. Stretch run is the best run. I like to motion this guy out sometimes to get a little bit more lead to help steal that edge, because that is the most important thing. You can see right there, guy was a little bit on the edge, but he sealed it because of the motion. There are other plays where I motion the fullback, so it's not a dead giveaway. Sometimes I'll flip it and motion this guy across to get the edge. Sometimes I'll flip it and motion across Agnew, the B receiver, to get the edge. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get the edge. But you can see that, you know, it really depends on the block holds up too. But obviously the stretch run's the best run, still the best run of the game in my opinion. You can motion this guy once again to get that edge. You can see he's gonna get that. You know, I mean, he's gonna steal that defensive end and just give me to the edge. That's all I really gotta worry about. Can I get to the edge? Just create an edge somehow. Next up, we have the double outs. These corner outs are pretty good as long as the cornerback doesn't start to play underneath in the area. As you can see right there, he plays off to the point where that route's gonna get open. If they're like pressing or something like that, he'll typically get outside of it too. Here you go once again. He's over the top of it. If the cornerback's over the top, he's gonna break open underneath it. So any coverage, cover 3, cover 4, man coverages will get outside of. As you can see right there, it's just a very easy catch and run play for dink and dunk. But like I said right here, you can see he's cutting. If the route's cutting underneath him, like on the left side there, he's not cutting underneath him, but he still gets open, even though it's to the short side. He's typically going to run to the open side, but the short side, a lot of times they might be able to jump it. But pretty much any coverage other than cover 2 zone, this route will get open against. Although I think we saw some cover 2 zones, and it still kind of got open. So it really gets open against just about anything. Next up, we have the halfback zone toss. Always want to run these stretches and toss to the open side of the field if you can. But ultimately, this toss play is really not that bad compared to years past. Blocking is just a little bit better. If they get their hands on somebody, they typically jar them and cause them some disruption. But it's not like it's not as guaranteed as like a stretch might be, but it's a solid play to have in your arsenal. Next up, we got the PA tight end leak. There's a lot of I'll go ahead and pick random here. There's a lot of things you can do at zone, like just put the B route on a streak, and you'll have, you know, the A route as your high-low to the fullback. You know what I mean? So it's like you can always work that combination. Just pay attention to you know, where's the coverage dropping to. And for some reason, like, you can get really good man looks too. Like, you can really beat man coverage pretty easily with this tight end also. Like, I don't know why, but that corner route's pretty good against man. You can see right here once again. I don't even know what the defense is. I'm just basically watching to see is the coverage dropping down on the fullback or is it dropping back to the tight end. It's really that simple. This is a one-play touchdown against just about every defense in the game. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to pick that. On defense, we'll start off with cover 0. For this play here, you got two options. You can motion across the receiver, and you can have them both on one side. Just, you know, block and release the running back. But the B receiver and the X receiver will get open. The B receiver might be the better play because you just get an easy catch and run. As you can see right there, just a little bit of, you know, he'll get outside every single time. You don't even have to motion him across, though. He will get open. And then you have the post here, which also gets open because it just goes over the middle, although not the best throw. We'll do that one more time. I mean, I'm not, typically I would check and release the running back too, or block and release the running back. As you can see, he gets inside, so he starts inside, so he's going to get that. Also have cover 1 hole. Another scenario we could work either receiver. This B route will get open outside. We'll go ahead and try that. Like I say, he's just pooping on that cornerback. Not necessarily catching one play touchdown based on the fact that there will be a safety behind that typically. You could sacrifice him though for the other receiver. Then we'll do that. Said that he'll pull back the safety now. Put him on a streak. He'll pull back the safety for the X receiver to get wide open. Crossing the field. Best to run to the short side for that way to run it. Finish that off with cover 2 man. Finish off the man coverages. Cover 2. For cover 2 man, I mean, both receivers will work once again. Don't really have to do much of a setup of the motion this guy across. And the B receiver will get open one more time. Catch and run. Not necessarily score based on the fact that there's a safety over the top. But the X receiver will be better. You can put the tight end on a 10-yard out route, but that's optional. You can also, if you're going to do this, you can run it from a hash mark to the open side of the field rather than running it dead to the center of the field. But you don't have to do any of those things. As you can see, we get a very easy play right between the safeties one more time. Next, I'll do some zones, starting off with cover 2. Another play, motion this guy across, put him on streak. You know, the mid-read will probably get on this, but he'll be too late. As you can see right there, I mean, I don't know what happened with the throw, but we split it again. Like I say, you don't have to do the 10-yard out route if you don't want to. If you're trying to run it quickly, that's optional. Do this one more time. So the play action is definitely helpful to keep that mid-read at home. And then we're just getting bombing it up right over the top. Very simple, very clean. Next up, we'll do cover 3. For this, I mean, you don't really need much of a setup at all. If you run it from a hash mark to the short side like I am here, you're going to see how, you know, that was a bad throw, but it still worked out. I mean, that was way underthrown, but it still worked out because the corner route pulls back the cornerback. No real setup needed at all. Natural one-play touchdown against cover 3 from the hash. As you can see, it's just, you know, that crossing route going the other way has the safety's attention. He's watching that crossing route going the other way rather than watching the crossing route crossing his face. Next up, we'll pick that again. We'll go with cover 6. Cover 6, yeah, cover 6 right there. Cover 6, once again, natural. One-play touchdown. Run it from a hash mark to be safe. Very easy play. Also works with cover, where is it at here? Cover 9, show 2. Going to be the same. No setup. Natural. You know, you got to throw it a little bit early. It's probably best to make a little bit of a setup by putting the B receiver on a 10-yard out route to get that safety out of the way, but it's not 100% necessary. As you can see, he's just going to split that coverage one more time. Go ahead and pick that again, and we'll pick cover 4 match, cover 4 quarters. Now, this play here, just post the B receiver, and it's going to cross up to the point where the post is just going to get wide open. I mean, the X route can score with this setup too, but the post works even better. I mean, you could also just custom stem this route longer, and it'll have a similar effect. although it's not as good. But like I said, the X route's going to work too if I didn't underthrow that ball. But that's one of the better ways to do it. We'll go and do that one more time. Like I said, post is the best way. Just set it up on a straight out post. Like I said, the X receiver gets doubled, but he can still beat that depending on the matchup. But I would say the B receiver is the better out of the two. And last but not least, we have cover 4 regular from the dollar. This here, we're just gonna put the A receiver or the A tight end on a comeback or a curl, and then the B receiver on a drag, just to keep those options nice and short on this side. And you can see how the curl holds the cornerback down, allowing this guy to get open over the top. A couple different ways to do that, really. You could streak that guy and then or streak the tight end, put the B route on a curl, and it's going to have a similar effect. That'll just pull the safety back out of the way entirely, giving you this opportunity over here. The same way, I can really go full setup on this and route stem down a bit too, just to get that like across much faster. As you can see right here, he's already crossing him. And I can just go right to that corner, though I kind of overthrew that to the corner. But you can see it works in multiple ways. Next up, we got the ISO. Another inside run. Best if your opponent is spreading. Nothing too crazy to show. Just the fact that, you know, this is a good inside run if your opponent doesn't respect the inside run enough. Next up, we got the PA deep cross go. Let's pick that. We'll go random on defense. For this play here, drag the tight end, put the fullback on a curl, and it's a 3-read play. Against zone, the running back will get wide open. If he's open, just basically hit that right away. Although for some reason, running backs don't seem to catch too great in this game sometimes. But maybe it's just the running back that I have. It's hard to say. But if it's there, I'll take it. Although you can see, you know, there I just kind of forced it. But it's 3 reads. You're reading the running back first, the tight end, which, like I said, you can put him on a drag, or you can put him on an in route, which is going to be fine too. But you can see how you can hit those guys, or you can hit the deep crosser. And the deep crosser is going to get open to just about anything. You can smart route that deep crosser and make him get open even further. So you have something that looks kind of like this. And then last but not least, your opponent's going to flow with this play, a lot of times leaving this guy just wide open over the middle for a check down. So they'll flow with all the route options. And a lot of times that guy's will be sitting wide open over the middle of the field. But the deep crosser beats anything. If you drag the tight end, he should beat anything as well. And the running back will just beat zone. As you can see right here, we have a man coverage, making this a very easy route read to go to this guy, which, like I said, will be man or zone. You could also run it typically to the open side. You'd want to run this, but you could also motion this guy across. And if it's a man coverage like this appears to be, based on the fact that the guy followed, he'll get open to the outside as well against most man or zone scenarios, based off the fact that there's another route, once again, pulling everything back. Next up, we got the halfback lead dive. So this is a good inside run play. You know, this is a run-heavy formation, so anytime you have an opportunity, your opponent comes down too light of a box, you know, maybe they got too many safeties on the field or something like that, you can always hit them with this run play, especially if they spread their defense or something like that. Very easy to run inside. Next up, we got the PA deep read. It's a man coverage play. We'll go and we'll start off with cover 0. These routes here against cover 0 typically come back if you throw it with good timing. You just basically catch it underneath, unless they play underneath. In that scenario, just put one on a streak, and that one will get open deep, while obviously this one here will get open underneath for a very easy first down. Now this play also works against things like cover 1 hole. Against defenses like this, these routes will run up the field often. All right, next up, last but not least, we have the halfback stretch. Go and pick that. Continue to go random nickel. So, very good running formation. Just, you know, this play, you can flip it either way. You have tight ends out wide to the point where you're going to get outside containment against most defenses. You know, they're gonna be wide enough to the point where you shouldn't have too much issue getting out wide. And you can see how, you know, this is going to be your bread and butter play. You know, this and the O and trap and stuff like that, some of the good inside run plays are going to be very successful getting to the edge to be, you know, just a very consistent run scheme. If If you really want to, you can motion across the tight end. There are certain pass plays where I do that, so it shouldn't be necessarily a dead tell. And that'll give you a little more blocking in the direction of travel. As you can see, there's just nothing really stopping you from getting the edge. Next up, we have the PA X post cross. We're going to pick random. So another good play. The B route is a really good play, especially against man coverage. You can see right there, he's just coming straight across that coverage for a very easy catch and run. That particular route will also work well against zone coverages that are matching. If I really want to, I can put the A tight end on a drag, and he'll either block or he'll get open. You can see right here, he'll be my second option a lot of times against man coverage. As you can see, it's a very easy catch and run. But that gives you 3 levels of passing. The running back doesn't really beat man coverage. He'll beat zone coverage though, especially underneath here, like in a soft zone where everything's back. So I can just take that. Pretty much that's my first read. If I see that open, I'll take it every time. And you can see we have a big play there on a catch and run that got me about 8 yards. Once again, outside, nothing's down there. I'll just go and I'll take that. They didn't catch it. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I took my eye off the ball. I just realized that some players in this game, they don't really catch very well. Here we got that man coverage one time. It's like man 0. I don't know if I'm just hitting the wrong buttons to make me not catch these balls, but you can see very easy 1, 2, 3. Running back, dragging A tight end, and then B receiver. All of them will get open. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just hitting the button too quickly. But you can see how all the 3 of these routes are getting open. It can also be a one-play touchdown against just about every single defense in the game as well. So let's go and let's pick that one more time. We'll continue. We'll go back to our nickel, and we'll start off with cover 2. This is a natural cover 2 play for the most part. As you can see, the safeties don't really converge, and it does allow this receiver to get open over the middle. But you could also put the B receiver on a 10-yard out so that it'll pull those safeties apart a little bit better. And in this scenario, I think putting the A tight end on a curl just to hold that mid-read a little bit can be helpful, just to make him hesitate. As you can see, mid-reads do a pretty good job, but it's still a very easy one-play touchdown against this defense. Next up, we'll pick that play again, and we'll continue with cover 2, although this time we'll do man coverage. No mid-read to worry about here. So I still like what the B route's doing. So you can put the tight end on a 10-yard out just to get those safeties apart, and then I still have a pretty good check down in the B receiver. As you can see, once again, tight formation, doesn't get pressed, and the safety doesn't really cut that off either, making this a very easy one-play touchdown against his defense. Go ahead and we'll do that again. Only this time we'll choose the cover 1 hole. It's going to be best to run from a hash mark to the short side. Put the Y receiver on a streak. And the running back you could block because he can't really beat that. He doesn't beat man coverage. But you can see how easily Justin Jefferson does if you're running on the short side. As the streak pulls back safety, he gets across the field. Go ahead and we'll pick that again. Continue. We'll knock out all the man covers. We'll go with Overstorm Brave. For this play here, cover 0, I don't really like to make any adjustments, but I do want to put these tight ends on something because they can't, if they're blocking, you'll see how the deep safeties will turn the zones. It's going to make it more difficult for this post route to get open, although realistically, he still pretty much got open. If I really want the extra blocking, I can have it. The B receiver is going to get open. The X receiver is going to get open. You can see the B receiver is wide open, although the deep safeties are going to be there now to basically help you from, keep you from scoring, which you really don't want. So I find it's best to put the tight ends on anything, really. You can put them on corner outs, which are pretty decent. You can put them on slants, which are pretty decent. Put the running back, though, on a block and release so that you'll get that additional blocking and it'll hold the safeties. And you can see now, I just have to bomb it up pretty quickly, although there wasn't the best throw. I tried to, I tried my best. Don't do this one more time, so just go double slants. As slanting from the tight end spot is back. Go ahead and we'll do that block and release one more time just so we can get a little extra pass pro and get that ball off for what would be an easy catch and one-play touchdown. Let your imaginations do the trick. But both the X and the B receiver have potential to score against cover 0. Next up, we'll continue to pick this play and we'll go with cover 3 sky. Is I could actually just go ahead and put the X receiver on a corner route and basically drop that corner route down with the custom stem one more time to about 0. Putting the A tight end on a streak is also a very good idea, and the running back here is also a very good idea as well. To just basically, leave him as a check down right there. I don't know what happened with the blocking. Going to do that one more time. Like I said, I'm trying to score as much with Agnew as I can, considering that I don't want people thinking that it's because Justin Jefferson's running the routes that's why he's having success. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, bring that custom stem all the way down, just to bring that cornerback down as much as possible. And we're not getting great blocking, but that's fine. As you can see, Agnew's crossed anyway. And I had a weird catch animation, one of those slow down catch animations, but I still scored. We'll go do that one more time. Like I said, this formation is nice because you don't really have to worry about flipping the play. There's no tells, nobody moves or anything like that. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, custom stem, bring that all the way down. Bring the A tight end on a streak just to pull back that safety, and you see how this B receiver here is very quickly and easily across for one of the easiest one-play touchdowns you're going to find against cover 3, just as long as you run from a hash mark to the short side of the field. Next up, continue to do that play. Only this time we'll do cover 4 match before we do cover 4 regular. We'll do cover 6 actually. It's going to be very similar. So, posting the B receiver. This particular play, I mean, honestly, I can run just like this. And you can see how the crossing, these matching coverages aren't going to be great. As you can see, the crossing receivers really do mess that up. Especially if you're running from a hash mark to the short side of the field like I am. We'll go and do that again. You'll see how the B receiver can actually get open too. As, like I said, these matching coverages aren't great right now. And I don't know when they will be because it's kind of a new game. And that'll work the same way against, that was cover 6. We'll go and we'll try to find cover 9. Yeah, cover 9 showed 2, same deal. Go ahead and we'll put this dude on a post. Same way. It's going to cross these bad boys up. And you can see the post is going to just be, running butt naked there, as you have the 2 matching safeties and the cornerback on the other side, just completely matching, the post route on the left, the X receiver, allowing this guy to just get wide open. As the cornerback following probably didn't know he was supposed to cover him immediately. We're going to pick that one more time, and we'll go out of this formation to the dollar for regular cover 4 because we haven't really touched on that yet. Wherever that is, I think I might have passed it. We got cover 4 contain. So run from a hash mark to the short side of the field. Put the X on a custom stem route 5 yards short. Just bring it down one time. Put B on a curl. Put A on a streak to pull back the safety. The curl will hold down the cornerback. The streak will pull back the safety. And that will give you an opportunity to get this guy right over the top. As you can see, we have a window there. I probably didn't throw it very good timing. Let's do that one more time. Like I said, we put this guy on a curl. We can custom stem that down about one down to about 10 yards. Then leave the custom stem of X alone, or you can move it back 5 yards. It really doesn't matter. But we're going to do that. Just give ourselves a little bit more separation. Not very hard to hold it against this type of pass rush. As you can see right here, we have a very good play, although obviously we didn't get a very good pass lead. So, like I said, easiest way is you don't have to custom stem anything. Just put B on a curl, put A on a streak, pull back the safety, and then just buy time in the pocket. And you can see how Justin Jefferson's going to get open right over the top of the cornerback. Very easy for a one-play touchdown once again. Next up, we got the zone weak. Very easy play. We'll just pick a random again. Doesn't really matter. You can flip this. You can treat this like your stretch run, since this particular playbook doesn't have one. And you can see how you can run this inside, or you can run it outside. It's just a very good run. Not right over the middle like the O and trap is. I'll go ahead and I'll try to force it to the wide side. As you can see, it doesn't really take you in the inside direction too much. So you can take it outside just as long as you can get the angle, get the corner. As you can see, this is going to be your best inside/outside run in the formation. We're going to do it one more time. Like I said, it really depends on where the blocking is. You can see right there, the guard creates the lane at the middle. I'll take it up the middle. But if it's not there, say they're pinching, say there's no real holes, then you can just force it to the outside. You can bounce to the outside and treat it like a stretch run. And it'll give you a good result. Although there, I probably should have stretched it a little bit further. Although I'm running it to the short side, so it's not necessarily like I have a ton of space to the outside. But you can see how it's a very consistent run to the inside or the outside. Except like the corner stops. This is something that's really best against man coverage, so we'll just pick cover 2 man. It really doesn't matter. It's just a good route against man coverage, is if you throw it in the right timing, he's going to stop short and just basically catch the ball. That particular route wasn't the best timing, But these are just man design plays, as you can see right here. He just comes back to the ball if you just throw it with a timer. It's really that simple. They both get open. Very easy play against man. Any man covers. Man cover 1, cover 2, or cover 0. Next up, we got the 0-1 trap. Well, just pick a random play. It doesn't really matter. This is a good run play. 0-1 trap run plays are always good, as you can see right there, especially against small defenses like this. This is probably going to be your best run play in the entire formation, aside from certain playbooks that'll have stretch runs. This doesn't really have that. But you can see, I mean, there's always going to be some movement, and you're always going to have an easy run right up the middle. Next up, we have the bench. We'll pick random defense. This particular play here, it's really just a good dink and dunk play. I can motion across this tight end, or I can even motion across the running back and put the Y, or like I said, the running back on a out, a 5-yard out, and then put the tight end, the A tight end, on a streak to pull back any safeties in the zone. And you'll have pretty much a, that there look like a cover 3. But that route's really good against man coverages also, as the streaking A tight end will just basically pull back any coverage in the area to allow the guy to get open. Running it from a hash mark to the short side of the field is also very good when it comes to trying to condense the defense to the point where, it'll basically just pull back the zones in the area. Here, you can see, like I said, I don't want to do that. If you're throwing it against man, you obviously want to run to the open side. In that scenario, I probably wanted to put the Y tight end on that type of route. As you can see here, that Y tight end is actually wide open, which can happen quite a bit, even though it's alignment. That's why I didn't catch it. So I really don't know what defense it is. We'll go coverage to coverage here, as I just wanted to show a good setup that you could use against random defenses. But the outside receivers are both very good man beaters and zone beaters, while the out routes are going to also beat man or zone. Now, this play has a lot of success against man coverages, so we'll go ahead and we'll start off with cover 0. So I'm just going to put the running back on a traditional block and release, because I wanted to pick up anything that comes through immediately. And you can see how the X and the outside receivers are both very good against man. As I probably could have scored there, I just ran out of bounds because I thought that the tackle animation was going to happen. But you just need to check and release, block and release the running back. And you can see how, both of these outside receivers can have success. Obviously, Agnew is a much worse receiver than Justin Jefferson, which is why Justin Jefferson is going to get open a little bit quicker, a little bit more reliably. Let's do this one more time. Like I said, I don't want to just run it to Justin Jefferson the entire game, though, as you can see right here. If you throw it in the break, Agnew, even though he's not a very highly rated player, can be just as good against cover 0. So I'll pick that again. This time we'll pick cover 1 hole. Going to be the same idea. These outside receivers, once again, are going to be very good. As you can see, I mean, I could probably be easily getting catch and runs here. If you know it's a cover 1, though, just put your inside tight end on the opposite side in a streak to pull back. As you can see right here, I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson is going to have success with that. This can be a catch and run play touchdown. It really just depends on what type of catch and run animation you get. Go and do that one more time. Like I said, I'm going to try to go to Agnew, so we'll go ahead and we'll drag or slant the A tight end. But you can see how Agnew's not nearly as good, so obviously he's going to get manned up a little bit better. But it's still, the route is still really good. So we'll do it one more time. Like I said, I will force it to Agnew. As you can see, he's getting blanketed. But if you have a half-decent receiver, obviously Agnew, I think he's like, the mode I'm playing, he's like a 51 overall. So a half-decent receiver should get open just about every single time. As Justin Jefferson, obviously, is going to be doing much better. He's probably the best, one of the better receivers in MUT right now. Next up, we'll do cover 2 man. Once again, this formation is successful because you have tight alignment. So both of these receivers here are going to have a type of path to the ball where the cornerback will want to press, but since they're in so tight, they won't be able to unless your opponent manually aligns that. And in that scenario, it'll still be the same thing. As you can see, he has to lay out for that. Like I said, not a very good receiver on the one side. That's why I'm glad I have one really good receiver on the left and one really bad receiver on the right. So you can see that there is consistency regardless, as Justin Jefferson continuously makes a big play and could easily be going down the field for a catch and run if I were to get that type of look. But like I said, I'll force it to Agnew. Once again, cover 2 does not get pressed, and we get a very easy, potential catch and one play touchdown if you streak the tight ends to the outside. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, I could tell no press, just got to get a good throw and lay that in there, and it's a potential one play touchdown against cover 2. Play can also have a lot of success against zone coverages. So we'll start off with Tampa 2. Against cover 2, just put the either tight end on a streak and then put the other on a drag, whatever direction you're going. Then custom stem that outside receiver to about 20 or 25, and you'll see how he'll get deeper than the corner. It really depends on what your opponent might do as far as a zone drop, as far as how far you got to custom stem it. But you can see how he gets space there, even though we had another bad throw. I don't have the best quarterback right now, though he's decent. I'm not saying he's not good at all or nothing like that. He's decent. But you can either drag this guy, and if you're going to do that, I'd say slant or 10-yard in the B receiver, just to give yourself like a high-low check down setup. But if you're going to do it like this, you'll see how the X receiver has a lot of potential for another easy catch and one-quick touchdown, just as long as I can stay in bounds. As you can see, it's another very good zone coverage beater. Next up, we have cover 3 zone. For this play here, just motion out the X receiver, running from a hash mark to the open side of the field like I am. Put the Y tight end and the B receiver on streaks and the A tight end on a corner. And either the Y or the B receiver will get open. Now, the Y player is going to get open a little bit better because the B receiver is going to get up the field first, allowing for a catch and run potential one-play touchdown if you get if you have a fast tight end, since he gets it off the line a little bit quicker. The B receiver can get open also, but it really depends on the speed of the Y tight end. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, this here, the corner routes will both get the cornerbacks and will leave the safety in a one-on-one position with all the receivers that he really doesn't want to be. In that scenario, I tried to force it to the B receiver because I wanted to show that works. But like I said, he's going to draw the coverage from the safety. So realistically, you don't even have to motion out the X receiver for this play to work. So I'll go ahead and leave him in because that's going to still pull his attention, allowing me to get open up the seam. But you'll see how you get much more catch and run space if you make that motion. So it's really up to you if you want your to give away a little bit where you're going when it comes to your opponent. But I recommend motioning him out. It's going to work much better. You can see here the Y tight end once again. It's going to open right up the seam, and like I said, if you get a decent catch and run animation or you have a good speed tight end, you can have an easy one-play touchdown up the other seam. Next up, we'll choose that play again, and we'll choose cover. I think we haven't done cover 4 yet, so we're going to choose where we're at here. Cover 4 match, cover 4 palms. So another play, to put the A tight end on a corner and put the B receiver on a stem of about 20 to 25 yards. You'll see how you get that one-on-one outside. You can see how the guy rotates in and allows for this receiver to get outside of it. Once again, that right there, a little bit of an early throw, and I also find that custom stemming him to about 25 is probably going to be a better play. So we're going to do that corner out concept one more time to the tight end. Don't really have to worry about the guys on the other side of the field, since I always want to work to the open side of the field with this play. But you can see how he's going to be there, although, I'm not quite getting a good catch and run. That would have been an easy one-play touchdown. We're going to do that one more time. Set corner out the tight end, custom stem this guy to 25, the B receiver to 25. Although I think I just messed that up, as this custom stem system still doesn't register sometimes. So 20 to 25, like I said, right in that range there. Although that's not quite a true 25, it's more like a 27 or something like that. But it'll get him one-on-one with the safety. As you can see, he's completely out of position. And I can get an easy catch and one-play touchdown if I actually were to be able to get a catch and run, as he seems to be wanting to stop and catch the ball. Go do that one more time because, like I said, I want to get this on camera to show that it is easy. But you should be able to see it. Shouldn't be too difficult. Like I said, that corner route is what's going to get the corner's attention. And we finally get a catch and run animation for a very easy one-play touchdown against cover 4 match, which only really leaves cover 4 regular. Let's go ahead and let's pick that. We'll go to the dollar to find our cover 4 drop contain. So I'm going to go ahead and put the X on a custom stem to about 0 or about 2. Then we're going to put the Y tight end on a streak and the B receiver on a post. And that's all you really got to do right there. You can put the A tight end on whatever you want. I'm going to put him on a streak just to pull back the other safety, even though it's not really necessary, because I should have plenty of protection, plenty of throwing lane space there. As you can see, the Y tight end pulls back the safety while the corner route outside, or pulls down the cornerback outside. We're going to go to the replay and get a little bit of a better explanation. But you have 4 deep zones, and you got 4 guys doing things to pull them apart. So this guy here is going to pull the cornerback down, while the tight end here is going to pull the the deep safety back, allowing this guy just to cross uncovered. You can see the cornerback does react, but since I have such a low route, he's going to create space, and you're going to get very easy to catch from a one-play touchdown up that seam. Except we have the PA boot slide. Let's go and pick that. On defense, we're going to start off with cover 2. This is a good route concept that works against a lot of zone coverages, but against cover 2, the B receiver is going to get open outside as long as you put the A tight end on a streak to pull back the safety. And you'll see how this B receiver here will get open above the cornerback outside the safety for a very easy catch around one-play touchdown. Now this concept can work against a lot of different defenses. You have the X receiver, which is going to beat man coverages, and the Y tight end, which is going to beat a lot of zone coverages. So you will have several options. As you can see here, we have a zone coverage, so I can just check that down and go underneath. But that's a very easy read. The streaking tight end will pull back the coverage, any zones or any zones in the area. The safeties will basically get pulled back, and then you can see how I can basically just work these crossing routes for very easy catch and run plays. This play can also have success against things like cover 4. So go and pick cover 4 palms. This is a matching cover 4. All I have to do to beat matching cover 4 is custom stem the B receiver to about 10 yards deeper. So I got to go about 25 yards here. I'll go and I'll cancel my play action so it doesn't get me out of the way too much. And you can see how this receiver, because they kind of man match, the 4 deep quarters will kind of man match to the point where you could get a decent timing throw here and get this 25-yard corner route to the outside, as long as you get a good throw. As you can see right there, he's one-on-one, he's outside leverage on the safety, so he's going to get a very easy one-play touchdown against his defense. This play also has success against things like cover 3, so I'm going to pick that. Now for this play, we're just going to run it from a hash mark to the open side of the field, put the B receiver on a custom stem at about the lowest depth you can, which is about under 5 yards. Then I'm going to put the X receiver on a post, and I'm going to custom stem that post up to about 25, or somewhere in the range of 25 yards. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to put the wide receiver on a streak to pull back the safety, and I'm going to put the tight end, the other tight end, on a drag so I can motion him across, and it'll turn to a swing left. And doing all this will get you to the point where the safety really tries to react to that route combo over there, and it just lets this receiver get wide open over the top based off the fact that the corner route is so short, it's holding the cornerback on the other side of the field down. If we go to the replay, you can see how this particular receiver here is going to hold this cornerback down low outside, allowing for this receiver here to get pulled back, or this safety here to get pulled back by this fullback here, this streaking tight end, and basically allowing this guy just a wide open path if I throw to space. So same play, that's cover 2, cover 3. Let's go and let's do cover 4. We did cover 4 match. Cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 match. Let's go and let's try to find regular cover 4 in the dollar. The cover 4 drop contain. So against cover 4, we're going to run from a hash mark to the short side of the field, put the B receiver on a curl, put the A tight end on a drag, and then I'm going to put the X receiver on a post once again, and I'm going to smart route him to about 20 to 25 yards. We're going to go right over 20 yards there, right past the 30, and this is pretty much going to be all that I need, as all these other cornerbacks, well, the cornerback's going to get held open over the top, and you can see how we have a throwing lane right over the top based on the fact that cornerback is held down by the curl route. If we go to the replay, this is very important to run from a hash mark to the short side of the field. If we go to the replay, you can see these 2 short route combinations cause this cornerback to stay down and try to guard in this area, and that's how the post route gets open wide over, right over the top for a very easy catch and run one-play touchdown. So we did all the traditional zones, but we're going to go back through and try to find a cover 6. So let's go ahead and let's pick something that's a split coverage. So cover 6 on the left side here. Against cover 6, we're just going to once again run from a hash mark to the short side of the field, put the B receiver on a custom stem to about 5 yards. I'm going to put the X receiver on a post one more time, and we're going to put him on a custom stem because I messed that up. We're going to put him on a custom stem once again at about 20 yards, and you're going to see how the 2 differing depths will essentially allow this guy to get open right over the top of the cover 2 side safety, as he's going to beat the inside of the matching coverages. Although there, we just didn't get a good throw. So we're going to do that one more time. Like I said, short side, custom stem the X receiver at about 20 yards, maybe a little bit more, it doesn't really matter, 20 to 25. Then custom stem the B receiver to the shortest depth, which is going to be about 5. And you're going to see how, basically, the fact that we're in a tight alignment here, that this X receiver, if I can get a good throw, can be a catch and one-play touchdown, even though I'm kind of throwing on the run. You can cancel the play action to fix that, but I'll do that one more time, as I don't know if I did the custom stem correctly. The custom stem's still a little bit weird. Still taking a little bit getting used to, but let's go and once again custom stem this X receiver down. Although I don't think I custom stemmed the entire way. This game is a little bit buggy. We're still in the beta if you haven't figured that out. So we're going to do it one more time. Like I said, custom stem this guy to about 20 yards, 20 to 5. That's the magic number here. And you can see how this guy gets open right over the top for a catch and run play touchdown against this matching style cover 6 defense. Go and pick that one more time. This time we're going to try to find a... We'll go and we'll actually flip the cover 6. Although I'd rather just find a cover 9. So let's find cover 9. Cover 9 show 2. Same setup. We're going to go ahead. We're going to custom stem B down. Then we're going to put the X receiver on a post. And we're going to custom stem him up to about 20. So we got 5 on the right, 20 on the left. Going to have the exact same reaction because this receiver's in tight. And you can see how he's going to break inside. Although that receiver there, that cornerback there is going to run, not cornerback, the safety rather, is going to run a little bit of interference. We can just put him on a 10-yard out route. Let's move the ball the other side because now they're running it the opposite direction essentially. You're going to want to move it to the wide side. So we'll put the B receiver on a 10-yard out this time. Now we'll go ahead and we'll do a post and we'll custom stem it to 20, even 25. Really doesn't matter. The custom stem is just as long as it's breaking at 20 to 25. Now you can see how he's really just running inside those receivers, and we get over the top of that safety for a very easy catch and run. We'll play touchdown once again. Now this setup can work pretty consistently against man coverages. We'll start off with cover 0. Go ahead and put the X receiver on that post one more time. That is a lifesaver. And we'll continue to custom stem him up to about 20. Although this one doesn't matter as much because it's a cover 0. So you probably want to get this one out a little bit quicker. So we'll actually custom stem him to about 15. B receiver, once again, custom stem him down. We have a check and release blocking tight end. I want to put the running back on a check and release block as well so that the safety doesn't necessarily come into play. And you can see we got plenty of blocking, and that post route once again gets open over the middle. This is working, man. I'm not getting a great throw, but this is working because the receiver's close to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be the MVP of this every single time. The fact that the receiver is in so close, he has inside leverage. So I don't even really need to custom stem it that much, if I'm being honest. I can custom stem that down. I don't really have to custom stem the B at all, but I'm going to leave it the way that it is. And like I said, all I really have to do is check and release in some capacity, just for blocking purposes. As you can see here, this X receiver, once he cuts inside, is a very easy catch and one-pick touchdown against cover 0. One more time, we're going to do every coverage with this play. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pick the cover 1 hole. Then we'll do this one more time. We're going to go ahead and post on the X receiver one more time. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to custom stem him, although realistically we don't really even have to do that because he's running in an angle that's just fine. Put the Y receiver or the Y tight end on a streak, and we'll continue to bring the B tight end down, or the B receiver down, as that's just really just going to be best to shorten that route. And you can see how this receiver here once again gets open over the middle based on the fact that the streaking tight end is going to pull back the safety, allowing for a very quick and easy catch and one-pick touchdown to go across the zone. You can also, this particular setup, since you have posts on both sides, it really doesn't matter what direction you go. So if you want to keep that Y or that X receiver as a good check down, you could do that. The B receiver doesn't really have to be custom stemmed against this defense. As you can see here, I was actually thrown on the run, but you can see it was having the same effect. And it's probably going to work best based off the fact that we're going opposite field here. We're going to the short side. Short side's always going to be better. So here we go one more time. B receiver, wide open. As long as we get a good catch and run. And another very easy catch and run play touchdown against cover 1 defense. Last defense we're going to do is cover 2 man. So let's pick that. We're going to be pretty much the same setup as cover 2, or as one of the previous, I think it was cover 6, cover 9. I really don't remember. Put the B receiver on a 10-yard out. Put the X receiver on a post. And then put the Y receiver on a streak to pull back that safety. After that, we got a custom stem one more time. Although I think I messed that up. So we'll custom stem this guy here to about 20. That's the magic number that I like anyway, 20 to 25. And you can see how one more time this guy's breaking inside. Although I didn't think I got a good enough catch and run through. I thought they actually overthrew it again. But you can see how easy that is for another easy one-play touchdown against this defense. Next up, out of the Singleback Deuce close, we have the PA deep read. The PA deep read is just a good man-beating play. These routes here will typically curl underneath. As long as you throw a good timing, you should be able to get an easy completion just about every single time. That'll work against man 0, man cover 1, and man cover 2. Against cover 1, these option routes will typically go outside away from the safety, giving you an opportunity for a one-play touchdown against this defense. But against cover 2 man and cover 0, it will not. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.